Hello guys, it's Tamara coming back with another video today. We're going to go ahead and talk about triangulation. I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to deal with a person who is kind of trapping you in the middle of a triangle. Thank you so much for being subscribed to my channel. If you're not subscribed, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button right over here. Hit that bell button as well. That way you can stay tuned for some of the other videos that I'm going to be posting this month about family, right? Because it's holiday time, and although the holiday may be a beautiful time for you, some people would rather die than to deal with their family members. And quite frankly, in my career, I really don't blame you. So, in my own family too, there's like a lot of personalities, and you know, they're beautiful people, but there's a lot of personalities, and sometimes I just rather not. So I totally get it on a personal and a professional level. So today we're going to talk about triangulation, because I did talk on Wednesday and Monday about triangulation, and that basically involved what it is. I defined it. I gave you guys some definition that was pretty broad. I gave you some examples, and so now I'm going to tell you and suggest, I should say, not tell you because I don't like to do that, but suggest some ways to deal with it. All right, so the benefits for you today in this video is that you're going to learn various ways to deal with triangulation. I'm also going to post that picture over here of the triangle as I discuss this. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in, make this video pretty short because the last one was pretty long. All right. So I had somebody ask me, and it was actually Kevin. I'm finally getting to your video suggestion, Kevin. Thank you for being patient with me. But Kevin basically said, how do I deal with somebody who's triangulating? And so the first thing that I suggested was, number one, do not get swept up in emotion. The moment somebody comes to you with something and you find that it's a very complicated and perplexing situation, I encourage you not to get swept up in it emotionally. The minute you become swept up in it emotionally, you lose your objectivity, you lose your structure, you lose your ability to focus, you lose your ability to be clear and sound-minded, right? So number one, don't get swept up in the emotion. Number two, be objective with everybody, right? The moment you become subjective and opinionated and emotional with one person and not with the other, they're going to trap you, right? You're going to get stuck in the middle because one's going to say, well, you said such and such and such, and the other person's going to say, but wait a minute, you didn't say that to me. And then before you know anything, everybody's like fighting all around you and you're right in the middle. So be objective with everyone. If you find that you can't do that, step out of the situation. It's not for you to deal with by yourself, and it's not with you to try to tolerate and manage alone. Or maybe even at all, right? So step out of it if you find yourself struggling with objectivity, okay? Be gentle and forgiving of yourself. When you are in a complicated family dynamic, there's one person over here that has a personality and an attitude. There's another person over here that may have backstabbed you and doesn't care anything about you and is selfish and narcissistic. There's one family member over there who could care less about you and only wants to be close to you during the holiday season. And then there's another family member over here who's extra religious and very detached from the reality of life and can't relate to you on any possible level. And then you might have a couple other extended family members that are just absolutely unstable emotionally and mentally. And so then what do, right? You may find yourself trying to make those relationships work, but you get stuck in the middle of those relationships, and it's hard for you to navigate and placate this person and be nice with that person. And before you know it, you're just in the middle. And so in situations like that, I always encourage you to be gentle with yourself, be forgiving of yourself, right? It's very easy to snap. It's very easy to say, you know what, I'm done with you. Forget it. I don't want to deal with this, right? Be gentle with yourself. Be forgiving with yourself. Okay, don't blame yourself. The other one is be aware of and directly address sociopathic tools. Okay, I call these things, I'm going to give you three things, sociopathic tools. Okay, sociopathic tools. That's what I call these three things. You ready? One is gaslighting, right? So you go to them and you say, why is there tension between us? And the person responds, what do you mean tension? I don't know what you're talking about. There's no tension between us. There never has been. Maybe you need a counselor. Do you need a therapist? Why do you think there's tension between us, right? So that kind of condescending attitude, that's gaslighting. Number 2 is love bombing, right? Oh, you're so beautiful. You're so smart. I'm so proud of you. Oh my God, you went to this college. Oh my God, you're getting married. I'm so proud of you. And then turn around and backstab you, right? The third thing is narcissistic attitudes, right? Everything's about me. Let me show you the video I made. Let's all sit down in a circle and watch me. Hey, let me show you what I wrote. I wrote an article. Did you see this online? Right? Or you know what? Let's look at some of my photos. Let me go get them. I want to show you my wedding. That kind of narcissistic, all about me attitude is so sickening, right? So those are the 3 sociopathic tools I'm talking about. Narcissistic attitude, love bombing, and gaslighting. Those 3 things are just absolutely disgusting, to say the least, right? So be aware of that and address it directly, right? If you see that somebody's gaslighting you, I would say, nope, we're not doing this until you can, show me some accountability and own up to what you've done or what's going on here. Then I have nothing more to say to you, right? Love bombing, you could be like, okay, thank you, I appreciate that, and downplay them and move on, right? Because you know it's fake, right? The next one is please watch your back. When you have sneaky, narcissistic, selfish, backstabbing family members that really didn't see you in the light that they should have seen you, and, ooh, I'm sorry guys, my camera's out of focus. Okay, there we go. If you have really sneaky, narcissistic family members who have said things behind your back, or they've said things about you, and now you're doing well and they want to be friends with you, just be aware, right? Watch your back. Because if they did it once, most likely they'll do it again, whether it's intentional or unintentional. It's harmful, right? And it's really hard to forgive when family backstab you when you least expect it. All right, put up boundaries, starting with your words. I think boundaries are extraordinarily important. You can do that with body language. You can do that with your attitude. You can do that with how you respond to emails. You could do that with how many times you visit, whether you visit them or not, right? But I think starting with boundaries includes language and words, right? Just outright tell them, I'm not going to be there this time. So thanks for inviting me. Good luck. I hope you guys have a great time, right? Use your words to create boundaries. And last but not least, act the opposite to how you really feel, right? If you feel that they're frustrating you and aggravating you and closing you in and suffocating you and you can't get out of this triangle, act like you're just as cool as a cucumber, right? Just slow it down, just, kind of sit there and, calmly nod. You may be really like anxious on the inside, but act cool as a cucumber. That's the goal. And in a way, it kind of psychologically causes the other person to be like, what's going on? Like, why aren't I getting to them? Maybe she's maturing. This is kind of creepy, right? So it kind of causes the other person to question what's going on, and it gives you accolades because it makes it look like you have grown. One thing my great-grandmother used to say, she was so Native American to her heart, okay? Like, all of her remedies were Native American. Like, if she were living now and I sound like this to her and my glands were so swollen the other day, she probably would have been like, my mom just told me, she used to say this all the time, she probably would have been like, let's go get some sardine oil and put on your neck, right? She was like so Native American in everything that she did. But she used to say something really interesting, and this is another tip, final tip that I want to give you. She used to say to my mom, a dog who brings a bone will carry it. I don't know if you guys have heard that. Tell me if you've heard that in the comment section. But a dog who brings a bone will carry it. And she had all these crazy sayings, and I would just look at my mom like, that makes absolutely no sense. And now that I'm a lot older, over the age of 29, that's all you're gonna know. For me, I kind of felt like, you know what, she's right. At the time, I thought it was funny when I was like 21, 22, 25. And now I get it. What she means by that is if somebody will come to you and gossip, or if somebody's going to create trouble with you, they're also if they're going to create trouble and gossip with somebody else, they're going to do it with you. So let me say that again. So if somebody's going to gossip and create trouble for someone else, they're going to come to you and do the same thing. So don't think that you're like this great person they're not going to harm, right? So a dog that carries a bone, how does she put it? A dog that brings a bone will carry a bone. Right? They bring it to you, they'll also carry it to somebody else, right? Or they do something to somebody else and they carry it to you, right? Either way you flip it, they're going to hurt you. If they've hurt that person, more than likely they're going to hurt you too. So just a little bit of wisdom there. Thank you so much, guys, for being with me today in this video. Thank you for putting up with my voice. I apologize if it sounds really weird. I encourage you to give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful to you. I will be back on Monday with a brand new topic. We're going to keep talking about families before Christmas hits in the next 2 weeks. And I hope to give you guys some tips on how to manage your emotions and families during this time. All right, guys, I'll talk to you really soon. Have a great weekend. Bye.